Hey everyone, my name is Keller. I'm a recent graduate of Nebraska Wesleyan University in Lincoln, Nebraska, where I competed in football and swimming. I got my degree in mathematics with a secondary education endorsement, and upcoming this fall, I'll be heading to the University of Nebraska to pursue a master's degree in intercollegiate athletic administration. I was lucky enough to be able to play two sports, both football and swimming, through college, and kind of the root behind that is both my parents are coaches, football and swimming respectively. Grew up swimming for my mom in kind of the summer league, and my dad has been the head football coach at Nebraska Wesleyan for over 25 years now. So growing up with both sports, it was awesome. It was something that I always loved. Whenever swim season was around, couldn't get out of the pool, and whenever football season was happening, I always wanted to be outside playing. So just kind of having that love for it throughout my whole childhood growing up led me to the opportunity to go to Nebraska Wesleyan. And a couple years before I got to Wesleyan, they had just started a swim program. And my older brother had done both football and swimming. He started that in 2014. So being able to watch him do it and, see the benefits that he had through it encouraged me to want to follow his footsteps, do the same. I think through my experience altogether, the best thing about it is the competition. I'm a competitor to the bone, so when I think about the best part for me, I guess, was just being able to compete for close to 7-8 months out of the year. Because in most sports, you get to compete for, 3-4 months and then that's it. But in my case, I was able to transition right from football to swimming. And usually it would be like after a week in the pool, I just hop in for a meet, or like the bye week in the football season, I just decide to go to a swim meet because there was one. So I think that's something that's awesome. And then just the amount of people that you meet in both sports, that's immediately like 140 good friends of mine that I have that were just teammates each year. So that was really special, and just flexibility, I'd say, at the D3 level for student athletes to be able to compete in multiple sports. Because not only is it rare, but it's extremely rare when you get up into Division II and Division I. My season would go like third week of November to first or second week of February. So like very, very short. So it wouldn't make sense for me to really specialize in much. And by the end of it, the last couple of years, I was just like only freestyle in practice. It's like, I got to maximize this short amount of time I've got here. But that's where I fit best, was just like 50 free, 100 free, 200 free. I came in as a freshman at Wesleyan. I was able to start serving on this committee called the StudentAthlete Advisory Committee, SAAC. And that's something that Wesleyan had and schools across the country have got, where a group of athletes from all the different sports, and maybe even including like athletic training students, will come together, and they will be this unified committee that is the bridge between the athletic administration and the student athletes. So looking back on it, I think just the opportunity to come together with upwards to 30 student athletes from all different sports. You're talking about the cream of the crop with leaders. These are the smartest kids, most passionate kids on their team, and being able to come together as like a dream team of leaders for the campus is really special. And we're able to see so many things get accomplished too that I know is going to carry on into the years moving forward. The first national SAAC meeting I ever went to was the convention January of 2019. We were in Orlando, Florida for a national convention, and I had no idea what to expect. And we get into this giant like Marriott Convention Center, whatever it is. We had like a ballroom that we're in, and it was an open forum for student athletes. So student athletes get to come and visit at the NCAA convention while National SAAC is also doing their their meetings and work like that. But they had a joint luncheon where all the student athletes were there, got to also mingle with national SAAC members and kind of do a Q&A, like, hey, what's a way to step up as a leader on campus? How can we organize SAAC? Things like that. So I remember this girl came up to the mic and had asked a question, like, hey, how can I boost engagement on my campus through SAAC? Or it was something, just kind of an open question like that. And I stepped up to the mic to answer this one, and I told that story of just stepping up as a leader, finding someone within your athletic department that's going to encourage you and kind of give you some more support and turn the keys over to you to allow you to restructure it. That's where I shared the role system too, where if you want to boost engagement, everyone's got to be able to take ownership to some extent of the work they're doing. So I guess that's a way that I was able to share that at the national level too. The biggest piece of advice that I could give to any prospective student athlete wanting to play, and especially wanting to play at the Division III level, is to try everything. That's something my dad had told me coming into my freshman year, because I was involved in high school. I love my high school experience. But I remember he told me pretty directly, like, Braley, I know you really enjoyed high school and you might be nervous going into college, but I think you're really going to do well. I think you're going to thrive. And he just encouraged me to take as many opportunities as I could, get involved where I could. And I think that's a piece of the beauty of the Division III level, is you have those opportunities to study abroad, to be in a campus organization and be an active member. Taking research opportunities within your major and field of study, just being able to do so many different things like that through college. I still have a hard time, even after graduating here, like processing how many different opportunities that I had and how many areas that I was able to learn in, whether it was through real world experience, whether it was on the football field or in the pool. There's just so much out there, and you're never going to know unless you take that chance and jump into the opportunities. So that would be my biggest advice. Came across the grad program actually when I was interning at Open Doors last summer. There were some guys that worked there who had gone through the program, and they had shared with me some information. And at this point, I was just loving all the work that we were doing through National SAAC and just the exposure I had to the NCAA and their processes. So I was like, man, how can I get into a field like this? Like, what kind of jobs are out there for sports-related administration and anything like that? So I was able to apply to the program. Thankfully, I got accepted, and we'll be starting there in the fall. But I think the most exciting piece of the grad program in the fall is just going to be that hands-on experience that they offer. I mean, they will guarantee like placement within the athletic department for a job. So having that job while you're going through the program, I can't imagine a better learning experience than truly living it out. So that's something where I think along the way I'm going to find out exactly what I want to do. I think right now I am really interested in sports analytics. Marketing is always there, and then even the compliance side, just because I really do enjoy kind of the fine details of legislation. So just being able to learn throughout the whole program will hopefully lead me to a college or maybe even an association like the NCAA, where I can have a full-time job after graduating. A big thing they have at the Division III level, and you'll see it on social media, is the hashtag YD3. And I think personally it says a lot more than can be encompassed into that little phrase tagged onto posts. But YD3 to me speaks on just true passion for sport. So at the Division III level, if you're coming across this video and you're a prospective student athlete wondering about Division III, hopefully you'll probably know this by now, but Division III sports, we're not full of sellout crowds. We're not on ESPN every night. I'm from Lincoln, Nebraska, and the University of Nebraska has 90,000 fans every single week for football games. And for our football games at Nebraska Wesleyan, we're looking at about 1,000, 2,000 fans. So we're not even in the same realm as a sellout stadium like that. And we're at the Division III level. We're also not getting athletic scholarships. We're not getting loads of gear every single year. That's just not how sports at the Division III level work. Division III athletes are going out there because they truly just want to compete. And I think that's the heart of it all. There's a lot of talks going on right now about amateurism in college sports and if it still exists. I truly believe if you want to find the purest version of amateurism in college sports right now, you're going to find it in Division III sports. And again, you're right. I talked about the academic side and opportunities to study abroad, but if we're talking purely athletics right now, Division III sports are just so special because these kids are giving it their all for the 4 years that they've got because they really want to win. They just have that competitive drive, and that's what D3 is all about.